What's up, guys? Knowledge is self-determination. So, as you guys can see from the image that's on the screen, this is what I'm more than likely going to be talking about. Dr. William H. Cosby. I have not been silent in my support for Bill Cosby. Uh, I have made videos saying that I support Bill Cosby. And this video is just another one that I am going to make in support of Bill Cosby. Because as they stand, the accusations against him are alleged. You understand? His actions are alleged. No one has proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that he's done anything. In fact, wasn't his last trial dismissed because of lack of evidence and so many women actually being caught lying and fabricating the truth? But this is what I want to talk about, man. See, and I'm gonna say this to you guys as I said it to one of my Caucasian colleagues, co-workers, whatever. And right now, it actually feels good to say that I can talk about whatever the fuck I want because I don't have to worry about a job because I'm never going to fire my fucking self. So I'm glad I was just able to get that off my chest just now. But let me get back to the skits though, man. So listen, as I was telling this coworker one time, colleague, whatever you want to call it, as I was telling him this one time, because you know he was adamant about Bill Cosby's guilt, and I was like, why are you so sure that Bill Cosby's guilty? Why are you so sure? Because people made the accusation. Why are you so sure? I'm like, you don't doubt his guilt, even in the slightest. In the slightest, even though we know that multiple women have come out and said that they were actually lying, and it's actually been found out and or proven that they were, but you still want him to be guilty. We got into a conversation about OJ. I don't know if OJ did it or not. I don't know. But OJ is the type of dude that if the white man pat him on the head, he might just say fucking anything. But I don't know if OJ did it or not. He was proven innocent. He was acquitted. So just like when it comes to white cops who kill unarmed black people in the streets, the law says he's not guilty. So why the fuck should we keep fucking with him, right? But I just want to point out some glaring contradictions in this situation. See, Bill Cosby has been under attack ever since these allegations came out. And go to their Vice Media on YouTube, their YouTube channel. I think one of them, the main channel, and man, it smells so good. And fucking Gorilla Glue #4, man. And check out their video that they did on an actor, a one-time actress on the Cosby Show. She was a young kid. She was a young girl when she first appeared on the Cosby Show. She decided to demonstrate and protest against Bill Cosby by running up to him, or at least in his general direction, topless, screaming, "Women's lives matter. Women's lives matter." First off, that's poor grammar because the word women is already plural. There's no need for the S. Well, maybe there is. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. Anyway, women's lives matter. This is what she was screaming. Cops tackled her goofy ass in the bushes. She rolling around with no shirt on, getting locked up. Women's lives matter. Now, as I understand, Bill Cosby was not accused of murder because the whole Black Lives Matter movement was started out. That mantra was started because cops don't take black lives seriously. Bill Cosby didn't murder anyone that I'm aware of. He murdered no one. So why run around like a fucking imbecile saying women's lives matter? But here's another thing. Did I get shortchanged on this? This is a fucking gram? Sorry about that. Anyway, so I was telling this coworker, listen, as far as I'm concerned, Bill Cosby is innocent until proven guilty. He's innocent until proven guilty. I was like, why are you so adamant about Bill Cosby being guilty? Why do you want him to be guilty so much? You know what I'm saying? Like, why? How are you so certain that he's guilty? Because he's being accused? I was like, wasn't Bill O'Reilly accused of sexual misconduct and sexual harassment? How come you aren't going at him with the same fervor that you are Bill Cosby? How come? Oh, I think Bill O'Reilly is this, that, and the third, but we're not talking about Bill O'Reilly. See, Bill O'Reilly was accused, right? NBC, Fox News paid a number of women off so that they wouldn't go public with their accusations against Bill O'Reilly. You know what I'm saying? But his last one was pretty much the last straw, and they forced him to retire. I'm sure he got his full package and everything, right? But here's the thing. Women's groups didn't attack Bill O'Reilly. And Bill O'Reilly is a piece of shit as a human being. But they didn't attack him. So my question is, why do feminists always find the time to attack a black person for anything? I'm going to use this quick example. Mike Vick, the dog fighting thing, whatever, yada, yada, yada. I'm not a huge dog fan. But at the same time, you know, I'm not a cruel person. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to just torture an animal. You know what I'm saying? That's not who I am. You know what I'm saying? I grew up watching dog fights. I grew up in a neighborhood with dudes who trained their dogs to fight and kill and all that stuff. I grew up in that environment. You know what I'm saying? I think it's kind of barbaric. But you know what else I think is barbaric? Big game hunting. And I don't know anybody black that does that shit. That's a white man sport. They go around the world killing endangered animals. The black rhino, driven to the brink of extinction because white men can't stop hunting them. The gray wolf, driven to the brink of extinction because white men hunted them damn near to extinction. And just about every animal that has gone off the face of the planet has been done so by white man's encroachment upon that land. But again, rich, wealthy, white people go around the world killing animals as trophies. That's not barbaric. Shooting an animal, chopping its head off, and sticking it on a fucking wall, that's not savagery at all. Dogfighting is savagery. But that's not, get the fuck out of here. What's the difference? Explain to me what the difference is between Mike Vick fighting dogs and white men going around the world literally driving animals to the brink of extinction so that they never exist ever on Earth again. Because wildlife refuges exist because people hunted animals to extinction. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent here. So, back to this whole rape allegation thing. We are in the Me Too movement now, and I'm actually going to do a video on that. But here's what I want to ask. Why don't I hear any reports of, and I'm not saying that they don't happen, I'm just saying I don't hear them. Why don't I hear any reports of anyone, protesting Harvey Weinstein? Has he gone to court yet? Is anybody pressing charges against him? Because I'm still trying to understand this whole Bill Cosby thing. Why does Bill Cosby have to constantly be dragged through the mud? You know what I'm saying? Why does the black man have to constantly be demonized? You know what I'm saying? He's not the only man who has been accused of sexual misconduct or sexual harassment or sexual misbehavior. He's not the only one. Yeah, the numbers are staggering, but again, how many of those women were actually raped? How many of those women volunteered their services to Mr. Cosby? How many of those women went back to see him after the initial incident? How many of them went back? How many of them went back so that Mr. Cosby could pay their college tuition? How many of them? How many of them were lying? How many of them were fabricating stories so they could have some good shit to put in their memoirs? How many of them? But feminist groups want to attack Bill Cosby. Why? Why? Listen, in this country, black men never get the benefit of the doubt. As soon as we are accused, white America labels us guilty. As soon as we are accused, they label us guilty. Justice is never blind for us. Justice is never blind for us. Most of these people that you're going to see here, some of you probably never even heard of them. Yeah, there are a couple of brothers all in the mix. Like Ben Roethlisberger, for instance. Rape allegations. You know what I'm saying? He's raped women. How many of you knew that? How many of you guys knew that Ben Roethlisberger has literally gotten away with rape? Why aren't any feminists protesting Ben Roethlisberger ass, Tom Brady's ass? How come? Why aren't they protesting these guys? What about this guy right here? Why aren't any feminist groups protesting this guy? What about that guy with the fucking sausage necktie? Let's go back to him. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Supersize Me. What about this funny looking fucker? Or this guy? Where are the women group? Where are the feminist groups? So the sister that charged Bill Cosby or ran around screaming with her top off. First off, I'm trying to understand what exactly does being topless actually prove? Like what exactly does that actually do for your cause? Running around with your titties all out. How does that help? We already know you're a woman. How does being topless actually help other than making a fool out of your fucking self in public? Making a spectacle of yourself. How does that help? Because that's attention gathering shit. You're just screaming loud and running around with no shirt on simply to garner attention. Now, mind you, she's on the bedwench side. She's married to a white man. It's a European feminist movement with mostly white women. So here we have another black woman who wants to be white, finding herself attacking black men. But we don't have that same black woman who wants to be white attacking white men who are accused of the same shit. Harvey Weinstein has been in Hollywood how long now doing what he does? They don't call that shit the casting couch for nothing. That name came from somewhere. And these dudes in Hollywood help to solidify that fucking name. They help create that shit. In order to get this role, you might have to lay on your back. The casting couch. I'm not saying that Bill Cosby didn't do some things. I'm not saying that he didn't. But the question is, how many of these women wanted him to do it? And again, how the fuck can I rape you if you come back? Without force, without me forcing you, without me making you come back or threatening you. You knock on my door and say, can I come in? By the way, do you have another Quaalude? You know what I'm saying? How the fuck am I forcing you at this point? How the fuck does America really believe that the only people who deserved to be accused or treated like crap are black people when it comes to these kinds of allegations? Why is that? Sure, they're all over Russell Simmons. They're all over him. But how many of these other pictures actually had a news headline underneath him? How many of them? They made sure Russell Simmons had a fucking MSNBC spot. Russell Simmons. None of these other dudes have a fucking news banner underneath them where their name and what they were accused of was made a spectacle of. Tavis Smiley was another one who was made a spectacle of as well. Roy Moore, his fucking accusations go back decades, I believe. Little girls, 16-year-olds, and all that kind of shit. So, like I said, some of these faces you may know, some of them you may not. Al Franken. I think Al Franken is a pretty smart guy. He who was it that he had? Was it the Voss, the educational secretary for Donald Dumbass? Hold on, guys. Fire truck was coming by. I don't know if that actually muted that. I don't know if you guys heard that or not, but I wasn't going to talk with that loud ass shit going by. I think Al Franken did a good job embarrassing the fuck out of Kathy DeVos. She's an imbecile. She should not be the Secretary of Education for anybody's country. But, again, I don't see feminists attacking Al Franken. Here's a guy that works for a news corporation. I don't see feminists attacking him or boycotting NBC. Here's another guy. Two other guys, I suppose. Roy Moore, that asshole. Louis C.K. This guy. You know what I'm saying? Bill Cosby is not the only one, but why is he the only one receiving all this attention? You guys see the numbers. I mean, you guys see these images. You know, and I'm sure there are a lot more out there. But you guys see these images. How many of these guys have you seen on the local news or have seen so much attention? Some of you probably didn't even know that more than half of these dudes actually have rape allegations against them. Some of you guys didn't even know that until you watched this video just now. So again, I say, and I say this to all my brothers and sisters out there, man. We need to stop jumping on this bandwagon of white supremacy, accusing our people of fucked up shit. Because remember, the judicial system says innocent until proven guilty. But every time we jump on the bandwagon and go for the theatrics and start accusing and labeling our people the way they do, it's never gonna stop. One day it'll be you. One day it'll be your son. One day it'll be your father, your uncle, your cousin, etc., etc. One day it will be them, and you'll be the one defending them vehemently amidst these hopefully false accusations. You know what I'm saying? I don't agree with the allegations. You know, but again, I don't agree with the spectacle that they're making of the trial. I don't believe in that. I don't believe that at all. And I also want to say this. I think I'll do a separate video on this, but I have to say this. You know, the Me Too movement. You know, we got to stop living in this fucking fantasy world. And I apologize if I'm about to offend some of my female subs, but you guys are women. You guys see that shit. I'm sure you guys know a chick who's lied on a dude before and said he did some shit that he didn't do. If you honestly believe that men are more cruddy than women, that men are the only ones out here doing this shit, then you are sadly fucking mistaken. Because there are no fucking benevolent people on this fucking planet. There are no people who are just so fucking good that they are without any flaws or without sin, as you would. Those people don't fucking exist. Everybody does. Everybody has thought and or done some dumb, fucked up shit. You know, but this isn't a woman bashing video. This is a giving black people the benefit of the doubt video. And that's something that I will always do. Give my people the benefit of the doubt. Why? Because we live in a country where we never get the benefit of the doubt. We exist in a country where the judicial system is adamantly, vehemently against us. So much so that there's actual a racial bias in the actual judicial system. There is actually a racial disparity in the judicial system. It actually exists. It is a actual thing in a country that says it's all about freedom and peace. And you are innocent until proven guilty. But first we got to lock you up and make you pay bail. Right? So shouldn't Bill Cosby also be innocent until proven guilty? Because until you people start to railroad all of these other assholes, all of these other perverts who have done actual fucked up shit and actually raped and or molested people, unless you're actually going to go that far, why in the fuck would your hypocritical ass single out the 80-year-old legally blind man as opposed to some of these white motherfuckers? Because again, I don't see or hear any reports or stories of any fucking feminist group, you know, lashing out at any of these Caucasian men who have been accused of sexual misconduct, rape allegations, so on and so forth. I don't see it and I don't hear it. So before any of you brothers and sisters out there jump on the bandwagon of trying to demonize Bill Cosby, I grew up watching The Cosby Show. I grew up watching, you know, Fat Albert and the Gang and all that shit, you know. Bill Cosby is someone who, listen, here's another thing I want to also add about Bill Cosby as well. You know, a lot of black people have issues with Bill Cosby, you know, because, you know, every now and then Bill Cosby will come out and say some real shit that you have probably said yourself. or know somebody who said it and agreed with them. Like for instance, Bill Cosby had come under fire because he said something about black parents being willing to spend $200 on some sneakers, but not $200 on hooked on phonics so their kids to read. Bill Cosby said that. That was some real shit, and it was some true shit. But he came under fire for that. He got criticized by the black community for that. And I just want to ask you this question. Bill Cosby has single-handedly, out of his own pocket, donated more money to HBCUs in fucking America than any individual person has in the history of this fucking country. Look at his old ass groping 16-year-olds. Look at this creep. Fucking weirdo. Kevin Spacey fucking molesting young boys and shit. So you mean to tell me somebody who donates tens, hundreds, possibly millions of their own money to help the education of black people, black children, you mean to tell me he doesn't have the right to criticize? Why? Why doesn't Bill Cosby have the right to criticize? Because he's wealthy? You know what I'm saying? Because he's in a different tax bracket, he can't criticize? Why not? Bill Cosby is a fucking brother from fucking Philly. This dude ain't from the fucking suburbs. This dude not from Beverly Hills. He's from fucking Philly. You feel me? He a Philly cat. He grew up in the fucking city. He grew up in the hood. You know what I'm saying? Like, who the fuck better to criticize the actions of black people than somebody who comes from where we come from? So you mean to tell me if, by this time next year, I'm a motherfucking millionaire and I turn around and start criticizing fucked up shit about my people that I still criticize, that I criticize right now, you mean to tell me I don't have the right to do that because now I have money? Man, fuck you. Yes, the fuck I do have the right to criticize. And Bill Cosby does too. Because let's just take a look at this for a second. People are mad at him for criticizing black people, and a lot of black people are kind of, against Bill Cosby. Right? But you're criticizing him. See the hypocrisy there? You're criticizing Bill Cosby, but you don't want him to criticize you. Why don't you want somebody to point out your fucking flaws and make you see them? Because that's all it is. Black people got mad because that shit was true. And I'm going to reiterate that shit. Black people are getting in fights in stores, malls, sneaker stores and shit, to see who's going to get at the new pair of Jordans that just launched. Who's going to get them first? People are fighting over this shit. Do you understand what I'm saying? Grown people fighting to get their kids sneakers. I was working in a fucking school system that, in all school systems do this, that are passing kids with F averages. You can't fucking read with an F average. You can't do basic math with a fucking F average. You can't do college level math with a fucking F average. Whose college are you going to with a fucking F average? You're going to the motherfucking University of McDonald's and fucking cash registers. You understand what I'm saying? With a fucking undergrad in hot dogs and hamburgers. That's where the fuck you're going with an F average. All your parent has to do is bitch and complain loud enough and long enough, and you can walk across the stage with your peers. Because reading isn't important. The appearance of you doing well is. Looking good being stupid is more important than looking good and being fucking smart. Are you kidding me? So, black people are rallying against Bill Cosby. White America is rallying against Bill Cosby. Why? Why? They're using black people's latent anger against Bill Cosby to continue this shitstorm of criticism of Bill Cosby. And all I'm saying is, when the fuck are we going to start standing up for each other? Because I support Bill Cosby. Let me give you an example, right? Mark Zimmerman killed Trayvon Martin. White people donated boatloads of money to this dude's GoFundMe account. White people found him not guilty of killing Trayvon Martin, right? White people in the judicial system protected this motherfucker. Dylan Roof killed 9 black people, babies included, shooting up a church, went inside the church, sat down with these people, got up when they were not when they were at their most vulnerable and killed 9 people. Reloading on his way to another church, he was finally caught and arrested, not killed. Although he had loaded weapons on him, they didn't shoot his ass dead, like they did the Iranian sister who shot up the YouTube building. They killed her ass immediately. Or like the brother that they said killed those 3 cops, they killed his ass immediately. But when you're a white boy who killed black people, you might be able to live. In fact, it's a fact you're gonna live. They took this son of a bitch to fucking Burger King because he was hungry. They took him to Burger King. Raised 6 figures in a fucking GoFundMe account for this kid in, what, a week or so? Right? See? Do you guys see the fucking pattern? White people protect their own. And I'm not mad at them for doing that. They protect their own. They look out for theirs. You know what I'm saying? While we are too busy with our heads stuck up white people's asses trying to be accepted by them to stand up for our own. I'm going to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? I don't have any issues with white people at all. You know, other than white supremacists. That's a whole other story, though. Because all white people aren't white supremacists. But most of them are. And I've always said that. I believe that most of them are. Even if they don't realize it themselves. But why can't we stick together with our people and defend and protect them until they're actually proven guilty, instead of throwing them to the fucking wolves just because we might have some animosity because the motherfucker told us some real shit about ourselves? I'm going to be honest with you. People don't ever like a motherfucker who keeps it 100. All the time, I'm one of those type of people. A lot of people don't fuck with me because I speak my fucking mind. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to let you say or do any fucking thing to me. And for some reason, a lot of people don't like that when you're not a fucking sucker or a chump for their asses. A lot of people really don't like that shit. You know what I'm saying? And you know what? Oh, fucking well, man. Bill Cosby said some real shit. And I'm going to reiterate that shit again, like I said. Black people are out this motherfucker, fighting each other, beating each other, hurting each other over fucking sneakers. $13, $14, $15 worth of fucking material that an American sneaker company is offshoring the work so that, I'm not going to get into the politics of it, but you're killing each other over $15 worth of fucking material that a motherfucker priced up to fucking $200 simply because it has a name on it and a price tag for $200. Your kid being able to read and being an adult that contributes positively to society isn't as important as your kid looking good walking across the fucking stage with a diploma that means absolutely nothing. So, I'm going to go ahead and end this video. I finished rolling my blunt, so I'm done talking about this shit for right now. I think I will do a video on the feminism and the Me Too movement and all that shit. Because for some reason, this illusion that women aren't savages continues to prevail and only men do harm. And that's complete and utter bullshit. But I'm going to end this video now with my express support of Dr. William H. Cosby. Because he hasn't been found guilty of anything. They continue to run this. This man is 80 plus years old. And they continue to tarnish this man's name and his reputation with this farce of a fucking trial. With this fucking farce of a fucking trial. So I'm going to ask again. If the feminist movement, black people, white people aren't going to attack all of these other motherfuckers who have done similar shit to Bill Cosby, have actually done it, and actually have been proved, this one of the bitches that lied on him. She's one of the bitches that lied on him. She's one of the motherfuckers that lied on him. She's one of them. She lied just so she could have filler pages for her fucking memoirs. That bitch lied. Anyway. If Bill O'Reilly doesn't deserve the same attention that Bill Cosby does, Harvey Weinstein, Kevin Spacey, fucking Kaiser Sose, or who we thought was Kaiser Sose. That was a great movie, man. That movie actually made me look at Kevin Spacey as a great actor. That and American Beauty. I like Kevin Spacey and fucking Kaiser Sose, man. That shit was dope. Anyway. And I like Ben Affleck and Gone Girl. Not so much as Batman, but if none of these other jackasses deserve that kind of attention from these feminist groups, why the fuck does Bill Cosby deserve this kind of attention? Even after everything that's come out, women lying, fabricating the truth, omitting truths, all this shit, and people still want Bill Cosby to go to prison. You motherfuckers should be ashamed of yourselves, man. You people should be fucking ashamed of yourselves. David Duke was actually allowed to run for public office. David Duke, the Grand Wizard of the fucking Ku Klux Klan, was allowed to do that. He doesn't get shit for being a piece of shit bigot, piece of shit white supremacist. He doesn't get shit for that. He actually gets love from the American people, white people, for being one of the biggest, most famous racists to ever fucking live. But people just keep on ignoring the shit that's really going on. You know, keep on worrying about bullshit that doesn't fucking matter. Keep worrying about Khloe Kardashian and how many dicks she's swallowing this week. Keep worrying about how many motherfuckers got Kim Kardashian pregnant. Keep worrying about all that dumbass shit that don't fucking matter, man. Listen. This is the shit that really matters. We gotta support our own. This is why the black community is in shambles, because we don't support each other. We used to do that, but we don't do that shit anymore. And our communities are showing the effects of us not supporting each other and having each other's backs. And that's all I'm saying. We continue down this path. What black community will there be if we can't even protect our elders and our children? What future is there for us? What future is there for us?